I met the love of my life on the wrong date. Dating wasn't really my thing. I worked as a software engineer, spent most Friday nights coding, and when I did go on dates, I'd overthink every word until the girl would practically run away. That rainy Friday in October, I decided to stay home, order pizza, and maybe swipe through some dating apps just to feel like I was trying. Across town, my future wife Zoe was suffering through the worst blind date of her life. Her cousin had set her up with this guy who spent 40 minutes explaining why cryptocurrency was going to replace marriage as a social construct. When he started arguing with the teenage waitress about whether ranch dressing was a conspiracy by Big Dairy, Zoe grabbed her purse and left. She was starving because Mr. Bitcoin had ordered them a salad to share, so she pulled out her phone and ordered a pizza while walking to her car, half veggie, half pineapple, because she was feeling rebellious after that disaster. Meanwhile, I was placing my usual order: large pepperoni, extra cheese, the same thing I'd been getting every Friday for 3 years. Simple, reliable, unlike my dating life. That's when the universe decided to mess with both of us. The delivery app glitched, mixing up our orders completely. At 8:30, some confused delivery guy showed up at my door with the weirdest pizza I'd ever seen. Half of it looked normal, but the other half had pineapple chunks the size of golf balls and vegetables that belonged in a garden, not on pizza. I called the restaurant immediately, and apparently, someone else was calling at the exact same time with the opposite problem. The manager sounded completely overwhelmed when he answered. "Listen," he said, breathing heavily like he'd been running marathons all night. "You both live super close to each other. Just meet halfway and trade the pizzas. I don't have any more drivers tonight." Normally, I would have just eaten the weird pizza and complained internally for weeks, but something about the whole situation made me feel bold. Maybe it was because I'd already accepted that my Friday night was ruined, so what was one more strange thing? The manager gave me her number, and when I texted, she responded immediately. "This is either going to be really funny or I'm about to get murdered. Meet at the deli on 5th Street in 10 minutes. I showed up first, standing under the awning with this ridiculous pizza, watching the rain turn the streets into rivers. Then I saw her walking toward me, holding my pizza box like a shield, and I swear my brain just stopped working for a second. She had this smile that made her whole face light up, even though she was soaking wet and clearly having the worst night ever. When she got close enough to talk, she looked at the pizza in my hands and started laughing. "This might be the weirdest date I've ever been on," she said, shaking water out of her hair. I grinned back at her. "It's not a date unless we both leave disappointed." We ended up sitting on the deli steps, sharing both pizzas in the rain because neither of us wanted to go home yet. She told me about her horrible blind date, and I told her about my 3-year streak of Friday night pizza orders. We argued about whether pineapple belonged on pizza, debated Star Wars versus Star Trek, and discovered we both thought eggplant should be banned from existing. 3 hours later, we were still talking. The rain had stopped, but neither of us had moved. When she finally said she should probably get home, I asked if maybe she wanted to get coffee sometime. You know, somewhere with a roof and proper chairs. She said yes before I'd even finished asking. On our third real date, she looked at me across the restaurant table and said, "Imagine telling our kids we met because of a pineapple pizza glitch I almost choked on my drink because I'd been thinking the exact same thing." We got married 2 years later. At our reception, instead of a traditional cake, we had pizza from the same restaurant where our orders got mixed up.